Welcome back to my BakeLikeAPro YouTube channel. In today's really fun video, I'm going to be showing you my super easy lemon and blueberry cake. So let's get on with the ingredients. 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 2 cups of fresh blueberries, 3/4 cup of salted butter, 3 eggs, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and our last ingredient, 4 tablespoons of milk. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. Just before we start, I want to let you know that all the ingredients can be found at the end of this video, including metric ingredients in grams. Into a large bowl, I have my butter. This butter is at room temperature, and I'm also using salted butter in this recipe. If you are using unsalted butter, you're going to want to add about half a teaspoon or about 2 grams of salt. I'm going to grab my mixer. Just want to cream this up a little bit. You can see how soft the butter is. This makes everything much easier. So before you start your recipe, you want to have your butter out a few hours, just sitting on the counter so that it softens up. To that, I'm going to add in all of our granulated sugar, and I want to start creaming this together. You also want to start your oven 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Your oven must always be hot and ready to go at the temperature specified in any recipe before you actually add your baked good into the oven to bake. And then I'm going to add in my eggs. And then my last egg. That's good. And then I'll add in the milk. Slow my mixer down a little bit. And then our lemon juice. And now we'll sift in our dry ingredients. So we have our all-purpose flour, and in some countries that's called plain flour. We'll put in our baking powder, and then we'll just push that through, break it down, and that's good. Grab our mixer, speed number 1, and then I just want to slowly incorporate this. So as you can see, this is a really simple recipe. Get up on the sides of your bowl and get everything nicely mixed in. So at this point, you don't want to go super fast with your mixer. Just nice and slowly until everything's mixed in. Okay, that looks good. I can actually turn my mixer off and then just do this. You can do it by hand if you don't want to overwork your batter, if you're a little bit worried. And you can see how nice this batter is. Really nice and fluffy. I'm just going to turn on my mixer. Just want to clean off my beaters here. Okay, that's perfect. And then for the last step, we have our blueberries. We'll just get all of those in. And I'm just going to switch over to a spatula, and then I just want to fold all of these berries in so that we don't break them too much. And you can see that I used a lot of blueberries, which is really nice in this recipe. This smells good. Just get it all mixed up, fold everything in. And now we will fill our pan. So I've got my baking tin ready to go. and I have lined it with some parchment paper. This is also called baking paper in some countries. Just get all of that right in there. And if you don't have parchment paper, you can grease your pan and then lightly flour it. Oh, this is a really nice batter. Just use a spatula and make sure you get everything out of your bowl. You want to make sure all of this batter gets into your baking pan. And then I'm just going to gently get it into the sides. So just try to even it out a little bit. That's perfect. And now I'm going to pop this into my 350 Fahrenheit oven, and I'll be back when it's baked. Here we go, exactly 45 minutes in my 350 Fahrenheit oven. And this smells amazing. Let me just give a little turnabout for you, a little 360 to show you how nice this is. Extremely hot at this point, so we're going to let this completely cool, and then I'll come back and we'll just do a very simple glaze and we'll finish up the recipe. So this is about 15 minutes later, and I just want to unmold this before it cools down, otherwise your cake will get a lot of condensation getting built up on the inside, and I don't want that, so I just want to go around with a little spatula just to break it, get a nice even break here. Let's go all the way down. You can also use a little mini spatula just to make sure you get right down to the bottom, all the way along. You want to have the cake look nice. You kind of feel when it's breaking away. That's good. You can see how nice the parchment paper is. Very easy to remove. Oh, this smells amazing. I'll just open it like this. So at this point, this is still very warm, so I want to let it cool down just before we add on our very simple lemon glaze. So this is about an hour and a half later. My cake has completely cooled, so let's quickly work on our lemon glaze. What I have here is 1 cup of icing sugar. This is also called confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar. 3 different names, but it's all the same. To this, I have 2 tablespoons plus an extra teaspoon of lemon juice. I'm just going to get that in there and then give it a little stir. And there really aren't any strict rules on how much lemon juice you can add. If you don't want to use lemon juice, you can add a little bit of milk or you can use water. Depends on how thick you want it. So if you want it a little bit thicker, you could use 2 tablespoons, which is 30 milliliters. Any which way you like it. And if you add a little bit too much liquid, then you just add a little bit more sugar to compensate. We just want to get all of that stirred in. And this is a super easy glaze. Just keep whisking until it all nicely dissolves. Okay, that looks pretty good. Feels really well mixed. And then we're just going to drizzle it. This smells really good. I can smell that lemon and those blueberries. Oh, an amazing, amazing combination. That looks good. And now what we want to do is we just want to let that sit there a little while so that the icing just firms up a little bit. So this is about 10 minutes later. After I stopped filming, I realized that the cake was not as cool as I thought and a lot of the icing had dripped off. So I've just created another batch and now I'm just going to get that on. And I only put 2 tablespoons in here just to make it a little bit thicker. So now I'm going to do this whole process over again. So I'm going to start off, and hopefully I'm going to be better here. You can see that it's thicker. I'm just going to get that on, and that'll be better. So if ever that happens to you, then you know what to do. But I guess it's a good learning mistake to show you that if the cake is a little bit on the warm side, even though it felt cool, the icing just really melts. There's quite a bit on the top as well, but I just wanted to redo it, and I thought it would be just something good to show on camera, because I did do a little mistake here, so I just wanted to fix it and show everyone. Now you can see that it's really holding on there. You see that difference of that 1 teaspoon of lemon juice really changes things. I just want to get it all over. That's good. Okay, so now that looks good. Now I'm going to let this all set up. You can actually see the first one that we did is almost set up. So now I'm just going to let this set up, and then we'll come back and we'll cut into it. So the last bit of our video, let's cut into our really nice cake. Take a couple of slices here. Oh, look at that. Wow. That looks really good. Let's bring that onto camera, and there we have it. So let me just zoom in on that a little bit. Of course, I'm gonna have to go in for a little taste test. Oh, look at that. Super, super moist. That is really, really good. I'm gonna have to go in for a little bit more. That is beyond amazing. I hope you try this recipe out. Really, really fun one. Super easy. That's it for today. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you wish. If you're on Facebook, check me out. Facebook.com/BakeLikeAPro. That's it for today, and I'll see you next time. That is so good. Yum.